Welcome to Inspire Careers channel. Assalamu alaikum. You are in fact one of the few people who have been earned many number of university degrees, masters, and doctorates as well. I very strongly believe that you are a potential source of inspiration to anybody else. So I would like to initiate you to explain the number of degrees, post-graduations, and doctorates that you have earned during the 4 decades long expatriate life and also back from homeland. Please explain, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, thank you very much for arranging this interview. So I passed SSLC in 1973 from National High School, Kolattur in Malappuram district. After that, I joined pre-degree course at ABS College, Valancheri. It was from 1973 to 75. From 75 to 78, I did my BA English Language and Literature at Farooq College, Kozhikode. After BEd, after 1 year only I could join BEd. Before that, I had 1 year time and I joined stenography course at ITI, Palkat, Malambura. And I could learn typing and also shorthand. I was able to, when I completed the course, I was able to type with a speed of about 60 words per minute. And I was able to take notes with a speed of about 100 words per minute. After that, I joined BEd at Calicut Government Training College, Kozhikode. After passing BEd, I came to Dubai in 1982. At that time, New India Model School was near Bustan Hotel. I joined the school as the class teacher of grade 2 and I continued with NIM Model School till 1989. When I left NIM Model School, I was the class teacher of grade 10. Then I was transferred to the Model School Abu Dhabi. It's also under the same management and I took charge as the assistant headmaster. And after 1 month, they promoted me as the headmaster of Abu Dhabi Model School. Then at that time, the strength of school was only about 400 something. When I joined here and I had so many colleagues, highly qualified people, and I had intention to get more qualification like that. Then, first of all, I did MEd from Madurai Kamaraj University. The exam, it was the course was conducted by Wisdom Institute, Abu Dhabi. The exam center was under the vigilance of Indian Embassy, Indian Islamic School. And after doing MEd, it is a 1 year course that time. It was 1 year course at that time. And after completing that, I joined for MA at Osmania University, Hyderabad. And second year, I went directly to Hyderabad and wrote the first year and second year examination and I passed it. After coming back, after passing MA, I did my MPhil in education from Madurai Kamaraj University itself. Examination was conducted by Embassy of India. After that, after completing my MPhil in education, I joined MBA, Master of Business Administration with specialization in HR. And after that, I joined a university as a research scholar in India and completed my thesis. But I could not submit my thesis as I was working overseas. The same thesis I sent to another International Open University and they accepted my thesis and they called for me for convocation. That time, the topic of my thesis was a study on the impact of knowledge acquisition through curriculum development. And I got my PhD from that university. And after that, after about 5 or 6 years, I joined for PhD once more with another university, that is Middle East University, UAE. The topic of my thesis was a study on the impact of social background on the educational achievements of middle school students. And after this, I did my master's in psychology, MSc Applied Psychology with Bharathiya University. That was under the Mass Education Institute, Abu Dhabi. And the examination was conducted in Dubai at their center under the vigilance of Dubai Consulate. These are the qualifications I have acquired.
Sir, in fact, this is quite unusual and extraordinary. What was the immediate trigger which happened to be an inspiration for you to pursue the higher education and earn a number of degrees? What was the immediate trigger for that?
The one thing is, when I was working with NIM Model School Dubai, I had so many colleagues, they are highly educated. And when I joined Model School Abu Dhabi as headmaster, I had to interview so many candidates. They are more educated than me. So I thought I also should be qualified or more qualified than them. And that was the inspiration for joining. Not only that, whatever qualification I acquired are suitable for me, are needed for me in the educational field. And so I wanted to progress in my career too.
So you don't want to be deprived of by qualification with anybody else. You wanted to be competent enough. That's good. Okay, sir, you are the principal of a reputed school, and also it's a large school with a strength of 5,200 students in Abu Dhabi. And in spite of having the hectic engagements, how do you manage to facilitate time, efforts, and other resources and requirements to do these kind of courses one after the other? Please explain, because it's a big inspiration for every others.
Throughout my career with the Abu Dhabi Model School, I was staying near to the school. And my wife used to look after my children. She used to teach them, and up to 6th standard, she used to manage their teaching, and also she used to look after the household affairs. So I used to get time, and I used to stay back in the school till 9 o'clock after the 9 p.m. in the night, and I used to prepare for the exams that I was getting registered.
Yes. So now we know that the education system all over the world has been shifted to online platform all of a sudden, and the scope of distant education is very prevalent these days. So can you please explain what are the opportunities that we are having in UAE to do the higher education through a distant mode?
See, most of the Indian universities have stopped the distant education program, especially for post-graduations and PhD. And the first thing we have to be careful is that we should know whether the university is accredited or not. The expense is very high, and after completing the programs, if the university is not accredited, it is not of any use. That's one thing we have to be careful.
So how can we ensure the accreditation validity? Which agency the people have to approach to verify this?
Of the concerned countries.
Embassy of concerned countries.
Embassy of the concerned countries, and also from the website we can check which are the accredited universities.
Here, higher education department also will give information, no?
Yeah.
Ministry. Then, sir, with all these academic achievements, what are the kinds of benefits that you had at your career level and also at every other walk of life? Can you please explain?
Whatever courses I had undergone are very useful in my career. MA English was useful as a teacher. My MEd and MPhil in education, both were useful for me as I was working in the education field. And my PhD, that also is in education, that's also useful in my career. And I have an MBA that is HR. For us in the UAE, the principals are recruiting the teachers and other staff members, that are also useful for me in my career. And also finally, I had done my MSc in applied psychology. As a teacher, when I deal with my students, teachers, and parents, applied psychology is also of high use for me. So all the courses I had done are very useful for me. 1 year I spent for stenography course, typing and shorthand. That also was very useful for me in my career because I used to prepare other circulars. And in addition to that, when I used to attend some seminars or workshops, I was able to write the notes very fast in shorthand.
Okay, as an educational leader and also as a lifelong learner, what are the advices that you would give to the students, to the youngsters, and to the youths who are preparing to have exemplary careers and dream careers? Please give some guidance to those people, please.
The globalization has divided the people to winners and losers. We are living in the digital era, and young people are IT citizens, and elderly people like us are immigrants in the IT field. Every child is born with some talents, and the young people, they have better facilities when compared with our life at our childhood. See, when we were studying in the colleges and all, we had to go to the library to get details, and we had to skip pages of the books, and we have to spend many hours to get some details. Now all the things are at our fingertips. We can get all information from Google. So young people have better opportunities to select and progress in their career. But I believe the young people, when they are in 10th standard or 11th standard, they have to set a goal. They have to set some ambition, what they want to become. They have to set their goal, and they have to nurture their talents. They have to make use of the opportunities, and they have to strive hard to reach the goal. I'm sure they can attain what they want. They can progress in the field of their interests.
Sir, when I counted the number of, it will be like BA, B.Ed, M.Ed, MA, MSc, MBA. One course is stenography, and then 2 doctorates. So total 9 degrees you are holding. It's something quite unusual, no doubt in it. I don't see people like you over there, and you are also a great inspiration for me. I also started pursuing higher educational degrees, getting motivation from your side. So I think the viewers also will be getting inspired by this session. So thanks for your generosity and humility to join in this platform. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. I thank all the viewers as well. Okay, sir. Bye.